I'm Chief Kelsey Jacko from Cold Lake First Nations, Alberta, Treaty 6.
How did you find the meetings today?
I kind of found it really frustrating. It's hard. I battled this to get speaking time. I think a lot of chiefs should be heard, and there's not enough time. We got a lot of frustrated chiefs here that wanted to get time on the mic, but, they're cut short, and the agenda kept on changing, so it's very frustrating,
We heard some Alberta area chiefs describing it as political theater. They thought today was a bit more about optics than actual substance. What was your take on that?
It's frustrating. I don't know what really I got out of this meeting. I just got a promise the Prime Minister is going to come to my territory, so the true reconciliation, hopefully he comes. When he talked to nation, no organization speaks for me, so I'm glad he's going to come to my territory and meet my people and talk about this big carbon sequestration project that's happening, Pathways. It's unproven science, and there's no money behind it. And how's that fair, We don't get no money from the royalties and the oil sands. We deal with a premier. She's not open for revenue sharings. There needs to be changes to the Municipalities Act. Our people are suffering out there, and it's all time. We shouldn't be overlooked. The time is now. So with true reconciliation, I would like to see reconciliation, because we can talk all day. Well, I guess it was worth my time, getting a promise that the Prime Minister is going to come to my territory, so I guess it was worth it.
When you talk about not getting royalties for projects that exist now, I know part of the pitch from the government right now, the federal government, is that you will get economic benefits from these nation-building projects. Are you optimistic that you'll actually get jobs or some sort of economic returns?
Well, it's kind of hard, because this carbon sequestration, there's no money involved. There's no equity, right? And unless we're part of the ones that the levy that controls the carbon credits or whatever, So in some projects it'd be good, but a lot of people will be left out, right? Because a lot of nations don't have the capacity of others. So I'm hoping they're not left behind.
I understand you talked a lot about non-resource projects, things like roads and bridges, highways. Does that give you any hope for that you can be connected and I don't know, that it could help boost economic development even if it's not like a direct project?
Well, it'll be good. We're in a housing crisis. We've been in a housing crisis over 100 years. A lot of our people are suffering on the streets with addictions and everything, but that's not right. We shouldn't be overlooked. With the royalties that are leaving the province, $72 trillion, and we don't get a penny of it. With even the $8 billion overhaul that Alberta had, like even if we had a percentage, we could do a lot more for housing. Synovus has an initiative, a housing initiatives. Hopefully we're going to revisit it. They're supporting the housing for us, but it's going to end. So hopefully we can still work on it. But a lot of other industry players can learn from them.
And I think the federal government at this point said that they would prioritize projects that are backed by First Nations. But do you think that they are serious about getting sort of unanimous consent from every First Nation that would be affected by these projects?
Oh no, it's kind of hard. We talk about procurement opportunities. They're lacking. Alberta, they don't even have a procurement strategy, right? Like some of these projects, we could be the prime of it, but we're just left scrap work and whatnot. But it's very frustrating. But when you have projects and people are left out, it's frustrating. But if you see the people to benefit with it, with royalties or however it will work out, if people see real benefit, not just administration, the band office, there's enough money to go around. You can do away with welfare. Well, it's up and downs. You have nations that support projects or whatnot, but you have nations that are fighting about it. It's some projects here in Ontario, you're going to be fighting. 9 of them. Right? So, but it's frustrating, when you have a project in my backyard with unproven science, and when an emergency happens, is my people going to be safe? Are they ready for it? They don't even have an emergency response plan. Right? They're just dependent on Mother Earth and all the cumulative effects that happen to Mother Earth. It's frustrating. And if a project is deemed national interest, certain acts can be ignored. like the Species at Risk Act. I'm a caribou people, my people. Can you put a cost behind it if the caribou was going to leave, like disappear? I don't think so.
All my questions for you. So thank you for your time.
Okay, thank you.
Good to meet you.
Okay.